I always say selling on Alibaba.com is kind of like being at like 5 trade shows at once.
We've been able to seal a lot of deals just using the platform.
About 50 to 60%. My export business comes from Alibaba.
Going from doing one order to doing 20 or 30 orders in a 1 or 2 month period, the platform speaks for itself. That's just weight in gold.
I mean, when you do a good job with Alibaba.com, buyers from everywhere around the world, they will know about you. And I can now develop and export my product in over 45 countries.
Once I started with Alibaba, I was able to reach people all across the world, like Tanzania and Kenya and Africa and the UK and Germany.
I'm selling product in UAE, Saudi Arabia, Great Britain, and a host of others. I wouldn't have reached those customers without Alibaba.com.
Selling on Alibaba.com has gotten easier than ever, introducing our new flexible payment plan options. When you sign up for an Alibaba.com seller membership, choose between paying annually or quarterly. Regardless of which plan you choose, get the same seller service and all-encompassing suite of features that make us the world's leading online B2B marketplace. With 0% commission taken on sales, keep the customer relationships you make and profits you win. Conduct business the way you want to. Build the business you've always wanted, now with more flexibility than ever. Let's make it easy to do business anywhere.
Sell on Alibaba.com.
They made the onboarding process very, very easy. Once I paid my fees, after that, I don't need to worry about anything. If you have a product and you want to sell on international market, I would say you should not wait. You should just reach out to Alibaba.
We've been able to seal a lot of deals just using the platform. The best thing that Alibaba does really is the support that you get, because it's a whole new world once you get on the platform. Eric Cross and his team, they really helped me and my team navigate the website, you know, what to do, what not to do, the best practices. So that really, to me, is like one of the greatest assets to being on the platform.
I think US-based sellers have a huge opportunity, specifically because there aren't that many of them. And we had a dedicated customer service success manager who was incredibly knowledgeable about the platform. And he honestly almost became a teammate. And I have no doubt that anyone else who is going through that process is going to have a similar experience.
Alibaba.com team is absolutely amazing. They were always there, making sure that I understand the platform. They were smart, very reactive whenever I had a question, and they were so patient. And as I continue to grow the business, they continue to connect me with experts to help me with specific business questions.
Why we got such a fast sale, I would attribute it to Alibaba's onboarding team. They've done a really great job building our store for us, and that's one of the reasons why we're so successful, is they know what they're doing, so we trust them to do their job.
Hello everyone, my name is Jessica Chen and I'm a marketing manager here at Alibaba.com North America. So great to see that everyone's here today. Today a really wonderful presentation called The Power of Digitalization for Brand Performance. And what's really great is we have like a really cool special guest who you see on this poster. Before we begin, I thought we'd first learn a little bit about you. So I'm going to conduct a very brief poll, and if you can, please answer the question, and we can help try to make this presentation useful for you as much as possible. Okay, here we go. So question number 1 is, what are you looking to do on Alibaba.com? And here you can kind of understand like maybe what your purpose is or how much you know about what we can do here on our platform. So I'm going to give you guys another like maybe 10 seconds. So yeah. Thank you so much for participating. So very, very cool. Welcome, welcome. Also, if you have any questions of your own during this presentation, please there's a Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. You can enter a question at any time, and we will address them during our Q&A sessions today. So anyway, it's really cool to see that there seems to be like kind of even share of all the different kinds of things you can do here. So, and a lot of times we love the fact that there are people who love sourcing from the platform, but also those people who enjoy selling as well, or are interested in learning about selling. So very cool. And then second question, there's only 3. What kind of business are you? How would you classify your business? Like how would you classify what you do? Because that will also help us understand how to best answer your questions as well. Thank you. Yeah. And give you another 10 seconds, 10 more seconds. Okay. All right. So here's our poll. We seem to have a pretty, again, even split between the 3 main kinds of businesses we see on the platform. Other is an interesting choice. I'm sure like as you're asking more questions in the Q&A box, we'll understand how best to address your needs as well. But yes. And finally, what would you like to learn from us? So this presentation today will address a kind of a wide variety of things. It'll be interesting to hear like what parts you're most interested in. I can give you another 10-ish seconds. Thank you so much for participating. Alrighty, 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right. So it looks like a lot of you guys are interested in learning about how to harness digitalization to supercharge your brand. So your brand name and whether or not people know that you exist is pretty important in understanding how to conduct e-commerce, whether it's on the platform or not. So this will be a lot of the presentations they will address this. So yeah, thank you so much. And now that you have let us learn a little bit about you, here's a brief overview of what Alibaba.com is so that you have some requisite information before we head into the rest of this presentation. It's a very brief video. Here we go. Unleash infinite business opportunities with Alibaba.com, the world's largest online B2B marketplace. With over 40 million active buyers, 300,000 daily inquiries, important business deals are being made around the world all the time using our platform. Best of all, we take 0% commission on your sales. By signing up as an Alibaba.com supplier, you keep the money you earn, every single cent. Now is the perfect time to sign up. Professional onboarding services can get you started faster and with less stress than ever. Take advantage of classic Alibaba.com features, such as attracting buyers from over 200 countries and regions to your online store, where they can reach out with inquiries about your products. There's also no need to worry about language barriers. We translate your store and messages into 15 languages so you can communicate with the world with ease. Proactively net orders by browsing and responding to sourcing requests on the Request for a Quotation or RFQ market. Any relationships you gain from reaching out to sourcers on the RFQ market are yours. Finally, attain exclusive data-driven insights and 24/7 customer support from our team right here in the USA. We'll help guide you to success using proprietary insight gained from our over 20 years in online B2B sales. Because of these features, Alibaba.com has become the wholesale B2B platform trusted by US suppliers. Grow with us no matter your business type. Now, it's easier than ever to start selling with our new flexible payment options. Let's make it easy to do business anywhere.
Sell on Alibaba.com.
Okay, so hopefully that gave you a good idea of what Alibaba.com does and some of the cool features you can find on the platform. I'm going to briefly go over the agenda for today. So first we're going to learn about Alibaba Group itself, then about what Alibaba.com specifically is. Then our Director of North American Business Department, Mattia Miglio, is going to talk about the power of digitalization for brand performance today. And then our super cool special guest, Alison Bringé, the CMO of a company called Launchmetrics, is going to go into a presentation on the power of AI for brand performance today. And then we're going to also have a Q&A afterwards. So if you have any specific questions about Launchmetrics or about AI and brand performance, we can address all those questions then. And then there's a digitalization on Alibaba.com portion where we can talk a little bit more in depth about how to use the platform, done by our enterprise account executive, Fred Lee. And then finally, there'll be another kind of more Alibaba.com centric Q&A at the very end. Remember, if you have any questions about anything you see in this presentation, you can always enter your questions in the Q&A box below, and we will do our best to address them during both Q&A sessions. Thank you so much for joining us today. So without further ado, I'm going to bring out the first of our special guests, Mattia. Mattia, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Jessica, for the warm introduction, and thanks to all of you for being with us today. I see a lot of you from all over the world, and I'm so excited to present today how digitalization today is important and how Alibaba.com can support your brands to go global thanks to our new tools. So let me tell you more about Alibaba.com. If you watch our webinar series, I invite you all to register on our YouTube channel, to follow our YouTube channel and go through our interesting videos. We had amazing partners during the last months, and these videos will give you a deep understanding of what Alibaba.com is and what we can do for your businesses. But also, thanks to our partnerships, we have developed a high-level content that can support your company to serve and sell on a global scale. First of all, let me thanks also Alison. Alison is an old friend of mine, and we have organized so many webinars, conferences together, and Launchmetrics has been a partner of many of the projects that I developed in the past. So thanks again to Launchmetrics and Alison for being with us today to share with all of you why digitalization is important and how Alibaba.com can support your company to go on a global scale. As you already probably know, Alibaba.com was created in 1999 by Jack Ma in China, and the goal was to support Chinese companies to sell globally. After 24 years, we are a global company. Alibaba Group has 22 different companies, and Alibaba.com remains the leading B2B e-commerce marketplace that supports 40 million buyers from 200 countries and regions to source globally, and 200,000 sellers globally that from 75 countries that can support the demand of our global buyers. So today, Alibaba.com can really support your company to sell, but also to understand global markets. And thanks to our data and analytics tools, can support your company to create a new brand, to understand the blue oceans, but also to understand how your company is performing, your product, how your product are being positioned in different markets, and can also understand buyers' behavior in different countries. So let's go on the following slide, Jessica, where you can see that Alibaba.com, as I mentioned, is the leading B2B e-commerce platform for global trading. On the right side, you see a picture of our main website. If you browse today and you look for Alibaba.com, you will see a complete new interface that integrates new AI tool, new data analytics features that can support a better sourcing experience in Alibaba.com. And we're very proud because today we have launched this new interface that I truly hope that will make your sourcing and selling experience more efficient in Alibaba.com. We will unveil this new interface next week in Las Vegas during our co-create event. That is our first in-person event where 1,500 attendees have already registered. We as speakers from Diamond John to Silicon Valley Girl to Carbon 6, UPS, and other speakers from our team and different partners. I will host a panel discussion on consumer goods and how Alibaba.com and different partners can support your company to embrace omnichannel strategy. But let's go now on today's topic, Jessica. Let's go to the power of digitalization for brand performance slides, because today you're all with us to understand better how Alibaba.com can support you and why we strongly believe that digitalization today is a crucial element for any business, not only to sell globally, but to stay in the market. And digitalization, as I said, is not just a buzzword, is a strategic necessity. But let's explore why. The digital landscape is completely changing from data analytics to AI. I saw that in your answer. Some of you are willing to understand more on how we are integrating not only data analytics tools, but also AI in our platform. So I will unveil some of these features today, but as I mentioned, next week during co-create, we will deeply understand on what Alibaba.com is today and how is changing to support your brands, your companies to stay in the market. So agility, innovation, alignment with modern buyers' behavior. This is digitalization for us today. And digitalization can support your global reach. First and foremost, digitalization breaks down geographical barriers. It enables us to reach a global audience, opening doors to new markets and opportunities. Secondly, enhance the customer, the buyer experience. Through our digital tools, we can offer personalized experiences and tailored content. It's about understanding our customers and meeting them where they are, creating seamless and satisfying interaction. Data-driven insight. Data is the new gold, and probably Alison will tell you more about how to leverage on analytics and get those insights that are today that gold part of your business to understand different landscape, to understand market trends, insights. As I said, in Alibaba.com, we have a dashboard for all our sellers where a seller can understand better the buyer's behavior, the trendy products in a specific market, the price range of a product in different markets, and so on. This data-driven insights empowers to make your company make informed decisions and optimize our strategies. If this is too complicated for you, do not worry. Our team, we have an amazing team based here in the US that can support your company to understand how to digitalize your products, your storefront, and optimize it based on our analytical tools. And let's go into the integration with modern tools. From AI that I mentioned before to VR to AR, our innovative technology are redefining how we engage with buyers. We offer unique opportunity to enhance brand performance and create immersive experiences. And I will tell you more later on how Alibaba.com has integrated VR, AR, and now AI in our platform. Sustainability and scalability. Thanks to digitalization, your companies have a unique access to scalable solution that can grow with your business. We ensure sustainability and adaptability even as market can change and shift. Compliance and security. Thanks to digitalization, your company can create a trust environment to meet with buyers and customers all over the world and build that credibility that today is the key to reach out to buyers. We have new features in Alibaba.com, different level of buyers, a star rating system for our suppliers. We have a trade insurance and trusted payment solution to ensure that your company is perceived from our buyers with trust. So, in conclusion, digitalization is crucial. Digitalizing brand performance is more than a trend. It's a pathway to global success. It's about efficiency, innovation, and connectivity. It's about positioning our brands to drive in today's digital landscape. But how you can take B2B commerce to the next level? As we discussed in the previous slide about the necessity of digitalization in brand performance in B2B commerce, let's now understand better the critical aspect on how to elevate your brand awareness thanks to digitalization and thanks to our amazing platform, Alibaba.com. AI-driven personalization. We have AI-driven personalization. Imagine a digital environment where the experience is tailored to each visitor. As I mentioned today, if you browse and Alibaba.com, you will see a complete new interface. This interface is completely personalized. So the first tip for your brand, if you want to have better brand performance thanks to digitalization, consider today AI, because it can really be that tool that can customize the buyer experience. And our storefront also are optimizing thanks to AI. Data analytics for decision making, and Alison will tell you more. Next is data analytics. This is the roadmap that you should always follow if you want to enhance your brand performance on a global scale. Omnichannel engagement. As many of you know, I used to work for a trade show. So for me, it's crucial when we talk about brand performance, your brand is consistent in the different channels to achieve global success. And do not forget about influencer partnerships, because are crucial, and Launchmetrics as a unique tool on these regards. And I cannot tell you more about the upcoming innovation because, as I said, Co-Create will be organized next week, September 7 and 8 in Las Vegas. You can still find some tickets online in our Co-Create Alibaba.com website, and you can we will unveil for the first time our new tools that will make selling and sourcing more easy. So here are the four key aspects that I wanted to talk to you today, and time is short. We will send this presentation afterwards. You will receive from Alibaba.com US this deck, but also you can interact with us. There is a QR code here. You can book a meeting with us. So we can really personalize your understanding of this important topic based on your company. So digitalization today is a very transformative force in B2B e-commerce, from automating processes to personalizing buyer interaction to predictive analysis and as I said, enhancing security. Let's go to the following slide, and I want to unveil on some of the features that Alibaba.com has implemented. First of all, Alibaba.com offers a comprehensive suite of analytics and support tools for sellers. You get optimized suggestions, visual dashboards, and even industry-specific analytics. This is crucial for your company that wants to optimize the storefront, to optimize the product posting, and to optimize the international strategy, where to sell and what to sell globally. I also, as you know, even if you're a small and medium company to a big company, you can really customize based on your corporate identity, your storefront, and thanks to our analytics tools, you can really understand and make your storefront and your brand perform in a way that buyers, those 40 million buyers, can really understand your company, your product in specific markets. Secondly, let's talk about ads and lead generation. Alibaba.com provides a range of marketing tools to increase your product visibility and conversion. They are not just data analytics tools to support digital marketing, but are tools that can support your digital marketing strategy to perform correctly and efficiently in our platform. And thanks to pay-by-click, you will not waste your marketing budget in our platform. And lastly, let's go to a buyer's perspective. All companies, in my opinion, usually, but not only my opinion, are buyers and sellers. So when Alibaba.com analytics dashboard can support and give you insights, if you are buying on Alibaba.com, you can understand how really how the brands are performing our platform and what are actually the final customer are looking for. So you can make your sourcing decision even better. As I said, let's go to the following slide. We have integrated VR, AR in our platform, and now we are integrating AI tools. Think about doing live streaming. Live streaming is huge in Asia, in all countries in Asia, but we're seeing a rise of live streaming because this live streaming can really make buyers understand your company and your products. And in Alibaba.com, we have a communication tools integrated in the live streaming that can really make your company match with the buyers. And buyers can interact during the live streaming, so you can really make the live streaming work and make your brand perform also during the live streaming. Lastly, I talked about digitalization and brand performance. In this slide, I wanted to make you understand more about how Alibaba.com can support in the brand performance, because live streaming, as I said today in our platform, is crucial. And these are some things. I'm run out of time. So we saw on how digitalization is important for your businesses to compete globally and to source on an efficient way. We saw on how Alibaba.com can support your brand to perform better in our platform and outside our platform, thanks to our analytics tools, and how this brand performance can support your business and your sourcing experience. If you want to know more, as I said, you can scan the QR code here, and doing our co-creative, and some of our content will be live stream as well. So if you are not able to come to Las Vegas, you can also learn about more thanks to our live streaming tools and about our innovative solution on how we are integrated not only VR in our platform, but also our new features. As I said before, we are so proud today because we are live with our new interface. So go to Alibaba.com, see how brands are performing, and how we are changing your user experience in Alibaba.com, because we strongly believe that the brands need to perform well in our platform. If you have any question, this is the QR code you can scan, and I am available during the Q&A session, and I'll give it back to you, Jessica.
Oh, thank you so much for your presentation, Mattia. So yeah, please, if you are going to be in the area of Las Vegas next week, please come visit us at Co-Create. Now, I would like to pass on the presentation now to Alison. Let's welcome our special guest, Alison, today.
Hi, thanks so much for having me. Mattia, thank you as always for inviting me. As he mentioned, we have been working together for a number of years, so I'm always happy to come along to speak and hear about, the great things happening in the industry that we all work in. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and get started. Okay, well, hopefully you guys can see, for the most part, my screen. I'm Alison Bringé. I am going to be speaking today about the power of AI, artificial intelligence, for brand performance today. So hopefully you guys find my presentation interesting. And I believe the team at Alibaba will share everything afterwards. So feel free to take notes, but if you have any questions, also feel free to put them in the chat and we can answer them during the Q&A, and we'll make sure you guys get a copy of this presentation. So, in this saturated and fast-paced market today, to stay relevant in the eyes of the modern consumer, it's all about being able to anticipate challenges and opportunities. To understand, what is your brand's performance? How do you compare to your competitors? And what should you do next to improve your brand performance? That's why we, or at least myself and my team as marketing and communications professionals, know and rely on specialized tools and the use of smart, artificially intelligence-powered solutions to move the needle and help our brands stand out from all the noise. At Launchmetrics, we provide the market's first AI-powered brand performance cloud for fashion, lifestyle, and beauty industries. But we don't just provide our clients with software, we seek to empower the industry. We say we are a part of the industry, not just a provider. From day-to-day operations to overarching strategies, we help our customers plan, execute, and measure brand marketing initiatives that deliver high impact and ROI. And that is important to us. I can tell you why, especially because most of my friends are our customers. Well, like our brands, we understand the importance of brand value and how one's brand is their most valuable asset. So we're here to help our customers grow, create, and generate their brand's performance. Moreover, we're here to help our customers connect their strategy with their execution. And that's really what at Launchmetrics we are about. Thanks to our aptly named suite of products focusing on the execution of your launches and the metrics that drive your strategy, we really believe Launchmetrics is the brand performance solution for all of fashion and lifestyle brands today. So we're working with more than 1,200 customers and key industry players worldwide. Each one of them are using our leading brand performance cloud, powering the industry with a full suite of software solutions, everything from a way to manage their samples to content amplification and campaign and competitor benchmarking. Not to mention our tools are highly regarded and have won awards for G2. So when it comes to our clients, they have a lot of great things to say about what we're doing when it comes to our software and how we support them and their businesses. Now that I've done the whole marketing bit and I told you a little bit about Launchmetrics, I want to talk about, specifically what we do and how I'm here today talking about artificial intelligence. Conveniently, and obviously this is why Mattia and the team asked me to join, AI is really at the heart of what we do at Launchmetrics. I know it's this shiny new technology everybody wants to talk about, but in reality, AI has been around for years. And in fact, as I said, it's been something we at Launchmetrics have been leveraging for years. AI and machine learning tools are really what powers our brand performance cloud. It's helped us to develop practical business solutions to help our clients essentially make smarter decisions around their branding efforts. And I'm going to walk you a little bit through what AI is, how it works, and how we're doing it. So in this day and age, AI means a lot of things to a lot of different people. In this kind of crazy news cycle of every press, every journalist covering artificial intelligence, some people have this dystopian association and futuristic notion of what AI is. Like, it's going to wake you up in the morning, know what you like to eat, cook your breakfast, and then feed it to you. But AI is really just a basic concept, which is based on algorithms that train computers to process complex information with real world logic. Simply stated, AI is just trying to make computers think and act like humans. So it sounds really simple, but it's actually much, much more complicated to put into action. And that's because to develop functioning and, let's say, useful artificial intelligence tools, companies need the right systems, the right data. They need data management, they need advanced code, and people to create that code. So it's no easy task. And it's also why so many companies today don't develop their own internal tools. And it's not just because it's a large problem to solve, it's quite costly. And essentially, that's where we come in at Launchmetrics. We've spent years specializing in the development of AI-powered technologies for our clients, specialized in fashion, lifestyle, and beauty industries so that they can spend more time on what matters to their business and leverage our tools to help them work smarter, not harder. And I know throughout this presentation, I'm going to keep honing in on this kind of very specific fashion, lifestyle, beauty. And that's why, that's what makes it special. AI is all about having the right data, which I will talk about in my presentation, to fuel this artificial intelligence. So if you're not, building the proper platform, like I said, the right systems, the right data management, you won't actually have the capability to build the right code. And actually, even the people that you need to build that code, they need to have the right foundation. They need to understand the nuances of that industry, of the field that you're in, the products that you sell. So all of these four things are really that magic, that recipe for success. So essentially, you're talking about those four pillars of success. That's where our Brand Performance Cloud comes in. Our Brand Performance Cloud today monitors data for more than 5,000 lifestyle brands worldwide. We track in upwards of 5 million documents per a day. Our Brand Performance Cloud tracks over 700,000 voices. So KOLs, like Mattia talked about, to Western influencers, to editors, buyers, stylists, anyone, celebrities, you name it. We're tracking 10,000 print publications and 50,000 online resources a day. So talk about big brother level stalking. And our AI has image recognition capabilities that are 15% more accurate than Google's Vision API. Why is that? It's because we are so specific in what we do. So when you work with software providers that are generalists that kind of do anything and everyone, it's really hard for them to be the best in class at, one industry because they're trying to serve everyone with the same software. It's our Brand Performance Cloud that powers over 85% of the global fashion shows worldwide, houses images from more than 40 fashion weeks each year, and manages over $5 billion worth of samples between the luxury and lifestyle brands around the world every season. So how exactly do our clients benefit from our technologies? Or yet, how is Launchmetrics shaping the industry with artificial intelligence? I'm going to walk you through the 4 key activations that we're working on today. The first being our media impact value algorithm. So media impact value, or MIV, as we like to call it, assigns a monetary value to every post, interaction, or article. It allows our brands to actually valorize their marketing and PR and communications initiatives. And this allows them to understand the difference between a page in Vogue magazine to an online article in the New York Times, or even evaluating, okay, I gave these influencers lots of product. What was it worth for me? What does a social media post on, let's say, Instagram versus Douyin versus Weibo or WeChat mean for my brand today? You know, MIV is really important. And it's not just because we are the ones that created it, but, you know, it's the answer to modern measurement in a global world, because the consumer and brand interactions today are spanning many different channels, many different regions, and many different touch points. So it's really complex for us as marketers and brands to identify, engage, and measure the right voice to reach the consumer. So essentially, we're taking it a step further in our analysis and also to analyze the voice. So you not only need to look at what channels are the most important for your brand today to reach the consumer, but the voice. At Launchmetrics, we believe that there are 5 voices that impact today's customers' path to purchase. Our unique analysis isn't just about, you know, being a standard metric that everybody uses, but it's a way for brands to be able to understand, you know, what strategies are working and what strategies aren't. Here we can see the 5 voices that we believe impact the consumer's path to purchase. The first is celebrities and media who help create awareness, a really wide net for your brand, large audiences. Then we have people like influencers that legitimize your brand, your products or services, that tells these audiences like you are a good person to shop from. Then there are partners like someone like Alibaba, who are key to sharing that legitimacy and helping convert those audiences along the customer's path to purchase. And then, of course, your brand's owned media channels, right? Who better to buy a Rolex, we say, than someone who already owns a Rolex? And that's why it's so important that you're leveraging all of these voices for all of these different touch points, whether it's awareness at the very top of the funnel or owned media to convert the people who you've already converted before. As I said before, our customers need to leverage AI to help improve their business performance. Another way we enable them to do this is through using our data to help better, let's say, slice and dice the data. In this case, thanks to industry detection, we can help brands better understand their business, products, and even product categories. So let's take someone like Dior, for example, which is who I have on the screen. They sell both fashion and beauty products. And within each of those businesses, there's thousands of SKUs launching new collections, regularly making it challenging to understand what's working and what consumers are actually engaging with. So of course, they can have a person going through every single advertisement, every single social media post, every single influencer campaign. But the truth is who actually has the time to do all of that and to be overly accurate. So thanks to our AI, we're not only able to identify the difference between a Dior fashion and a Dior beauty campaign, we're also able to identify the product classification, for example, makeup versus skincare, and tag each article as to enrich our data at its source, allowing the brand to then analyze the data on new levels. So they can then see, okay, was it fashion or beauty that had better performance? Was it makeup or skincare that had better performance? Was it this campaign with Gigi Hadid that had better performance, or did it work well when we had models that no one knew who they were, or when we just showed the product itself? So really being able to drill down into the specifics of your marketing strategy to know what's working, what's not, means that you can put smarter dollars behind what is working and tweak the strategies that are not working. Beyond imagery, we can do the same in the context of text as well. So from contextual clues, our AI algorithms are able to find the relevant information to properly categorize, tag, and enrich the data for a more accurate industry-specific data analysis. That's a mouthful. This is what makes all the difference, though, between generalist monitoring tools and ours, which are trained on fashion, lifestyle, and beauty data to strengthen their accuracy. As I mentioned, we would absolutely be talking about the specificity of this fashion, lifestyle, and beauty concept throughout my presentation, because realistically, it's what makes our data extra special, and it allows us to give our customers the real insight they need to know what's working, what's not, and how they compete with their competitors. Another challenge brands have today, especially when it comes to media monitoring, is brand disambiguation, right? So that means if you're working with Celine, the luxury French brand, for example, how do you ensure that the data you're capturing is for campaign results or various campaigns that are not clouded with noise by someone like Celine Dion? Another good example of that is when we look at, big names like Chloe, the fashion brand. Of course, Chloe is also, a very popular girl's name, or the Gap. There's a Gap anytime they're talking about trains, planes, automobiles, and various other words. So the concept of brand disambiguation is super key for brands to understand, what's about them or what's just noise out there in the market. That's again where we come in. Our AI is able to detect the subtle differences and eliminate noise to ensure that an article or post or even interaction that's captured concerns your brand and not the latest, singer's gossip or someone's daughter or some other political scandal that maybe has a name similar to, your brand's name. Another key way AI plays a role is through the image recognition technology. Brands often struggle with this one, as to properly train an AI model, you need an incredibly large and diverse image bank to train the model on. So in layman's terms, you need to have a lot of images. I mean, a lot, like a truck full of images to be able to train your AI algorithms to actually detect the image properly. Luckily, we have the largest fashion, luxury, and beauty specific creative base in the market, which allows us to train the model to be hyper specific. So in this case, for example, you can see it's able to properly identify this bag, right? So the difference between what's a clutch, what's a necklace on a clutch, or what's a handbag. With that, image recognition also serves to help automate image tagging, which is the basis for data collection that feeds into brand analysis. So let me give it to you in layman's terms. For example, here we know that this image is not just beauty, fashion, but it is a hair care. But it's hair care, it's eyeshadow, it's mascara, it's lipstick, and so forth. All of this removes the manual need to tag images, which is often what brands are doing internally. As I said before, you are Dior, you are Gucci, you are the Gap. You need to just understand what products you're marketing and how all of those individual products, how all of those individual product categories are performing. So the concept of using image recognition to tag all of your articles, your interactions, your campaigns, basically this manual need to tag images, which I said is often what brands are doing internally. AI removes all of that need and it enriches the data at its source. So when you're tasked to understand how your latest mascara or hair care or fashion campaign is doing, it will include the imagery that your team has been working on, and it can measure that impact. So it can make sure that no efforts are going unmonitored, and you can even understand your real ROI of the campaign in nearly real time, as opposed to waiting months, weeks, days for your team to manually tag each image, each asset, and each marketing campaign. So as you've seen, AI can be a powerful tool, but it has real practical use cases that can impact our everyday business decisions. It can help us understand what worked, what didn't work, and mostly it can help us process and cut through the noise that big data brings and help us simplify the measurement process to create actionable insights. My favorite analogy that I've heard of is, we as humans, we've used machines throughout our history to automate processes that physically were grueling to us. Now in this digital era, there are actually tasks that are digitally grueling to us, right? Processing large amounts of data, it can be done and it's not hard, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And essentially this machine learning is replacing, the same way farmers built machines to help with the crops. Just the same way we built things like email to replace snail mail, and AI is now coming in to help us replace a lot of those really boring and tedious tasks that can be automated in a new way. So I hope this has been insightful. I hope it's giving you some food for thought to think about, how you can leverage AI to automate some of those tasks that will help improve your brand's performance and enrich your marketing strategies. Again, I'll be here for the Q&A. I'm happy to answer any questions. I probably can't answer any questions, though, how you can build an AI algorithm to, cook your breakfast and serve it to you, but I am sure that is coming in the pipeline somewhere. So thanks again, guys, and I'll be here.
Thank you so much, Alison, for that lovely presentation. Yay! I'm sure everyone got a lot out of it. So now we're going to have the first of the two Q&A sessions. Here we have Alison here, and of course, Mattia from before. And let's look through the Q&A box. Remember, there's still time. You can, whenever throughout this entire webinar, you can always insert more Q&As, questions in the Q&A box below. So Juan is asking, in what specific ways is AI going to be used in Alibaba to increase sales? I feel like we can talk about it in terms of Alibaba, but also just AI in general, if you'd like to recap some stuff, Alison.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think AI is critical to brands today, as I said, to just really understand their customer better, right? Like I'm sure, you for your own business, and I know through Alibaba, you get a ton of customer data, right? You have a ton of information about customer preferences. So I think it's really important for you to think about, like, how are you going to mine that data to get really insightful insights. So obviously for our customers at Launchmetrics, we're helping them essentially mine data in a new way to build insights, to kind of build a more perfected marketing strategy. So they know by the time they get to selling products on Alibaba.com, they've already thought about all of the voices that they can leverage to have the smartest strategy to get people to then push to purchase. Obviously, then too, it means that they're creating the right marketing strategies and being able to benchmark those strategies against their competitors. So I would say the thing to consider most when it comes to AI and how you can leverage it to essentially increase sales is being able to compute your data in large volumes to just understand what's working and what's not.
So that's I think that makes a lot of sense, but how can we harness this for Alibaba? Just maybe Mattia has more information on this.
Yes, Jessica. Juan, as I told you, we will unveil all the new features that are using AI next week during our co-create event that will happen in Las Vegas on September 7 and 8. And our CTO will be there. What I can tell you today, and you probably, I know that you are an expert also in marketplaces. So what I can tell you today is that AI will not be implemented only to enhance the brand performance that start from the product posting in our platform. But our data analytics tools / AI are implemented, because today we are live to support the backend from the creation of a start from the product posting to the communication with the buyers. That we have 40 million buyers, 200 countries and region. We already support 18 languages. These new communication tools will support small and medium companies from all over the world to use to communicate more efficiently with buyers, but also all the digital marketing strategy that a company is implementing. We've launched sponsor ads. Imagine these sponsor ads that are now, we post these brands on the most famous social media platform. Now, thanks to AI, we can add those data that can support our sellers to sell more. But remember, I always say this: Alibaba.com is not only the platform to sell, since we have payment systems, logistics system, but we are a matching platform. So we really support brands to perform in better within our platform and outside our platform. So yes, to your answer, it is yes, but I cannot unveil all the tools come next week.
Okay, yeah, so next week is going to be really important. And so there's another follow-up question by Juan. It says, when it comes to new companies, does Launchmetrics help smaller companies, or do they just stick with larger, more established companies?
We work with all companies. I just use big names because I find when I do these things, I mention some of our smaller brands because they are smaller and emerging. People don't know their name. But our company ethos is that, we grow as you grow. So we start off with emerging brands and designers, and we help them build their businesses. And hopefully one day everybody will then be the next Gap Inc. or, LVMH, or if not, that's okay too.
Do you have like a kind of like a story or success story of how that works and stuff like that? For like one company that went from one to another.
Yeah, I mean, how we help brands, for example, with sample management, there is this thing that says when companies and designers are first starting that they can go bankrupt in the first 3 years because they have to produce so many samples, and samples, as you guys know, like prototypes just cost so much money. They're like this necessary evil because if you don't produce them, then you can't get press coverage, then influencers don't know about your product to help promote them. So you're in this vicious cycle. So the brands that we help at that like very infancy have seen huge and tremendous cost savings. We've helped them see increase in press coverage. So all of these kind of operational metrics, they're really key to kind of that growth stage of your business, have been a part of it. And then typically as the brands grow with us, how our cloud works is that you would add more and more products and services. So as you get bigger, maybe you're then looking at things like data and competitive benchmarking, influencer activations. So kind of, again, as you grow, we grow, and we help kind of give you the tools that you need at each stage of your brand's development. So
thanks, Alison, for this answer. It gives me the opportunity to underline why we call our event Co-Create, because we really, and the new features will create together with our, you mentioned influencer, we are creating a brand. We will really support even small companies to create with us, thanks to our new tools and thanks to our partners, new brands. I think we have run out of time, Jessica.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time, Alison, for coming to be our special guest. And thank you so much, Mattia. Let's move on very quickly to our last final section.
Guys, congratulations again on today's launch.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so we are going to move on finally to our very last section, which is with our enterprise account executive, Fred. Thank you so much for being here today. Hello. There we go.
Hey guys, just opening up the camera. Hey guys, my name is Fred. I work with Global's Golden Seller growth team. I have an informative session for you guys, especially if you're interested in selling and reaching to more business customers through Alibaba.com. If you are interested in sourcing and procurement only, feel free to schedule a meeting with me. I have some matchmaking program information that I can share with you separately. So sharing my screen. So I think Mattia and Alison have been covering a lot of like the AI and digitalizing solutions, and of course Mattia have given you like the basic information about like how large like Alibaba is, like 40 million buyers globally, and actually 10 millions of the buyers are in the US. They're asking for more local supplies. So speaking of digitalization and just transforming to any digitalization tool. If you are still going to the offline trade show and like the most traditional ways, maybe it's a good time to consider transform into a digitalized solution, as your products and information, your manufacturer capability and your company info can easily reach to every corner in the world. So here's just a map of our top buyer base from all over the world. And then here's just a quick overview of like the features and the core, value proposition we provide from Alibaba.com. I think speaking of digital, AI or just algorithm empowered solutions, Mattia briefly covered. We have this real-time translation supporting you communicating with buyers, parties, interest party from all over the world. We have those communication tools. One thing I do love on Alibaba, being a supplier, is that you get those AIGC2 supported by the platform as well. It's not as fancy as like Midjourney or those drawing software or algorithm, but we do offer those smart video and other AIGC tools to help you create more. It's either like the creative or some smart generated the picture or video content to include it in your product listing. And we've been seeing people are receiving a large improvement in conversion rates resulting from those AIGC tools. So that's a pretty cool trend we're all adapting, and we're excited to share more details in the upcoming Co-Create event. Here's just a demo of the Alibaba online storefront. Again, I encourage you to just Google wholesale and maybe your industry keywords, and you can see some of like those listings, showroom and storefront will pop up in the Google results. Basically, the module allows you to display your company information directly, and then we're actually encouraging you to establish that direct communication with your buyers and interest parties. It is very common for US brands and merchants to display their direct number and direct websites on there, so you guys can get in touch directly with that inquiry-based transaction. So although it looks like Amazon or like other we'll say normal e-commerce platform where there are add to cart or ready to ship function, but most of the time, because we understand B2B transactions are complicated, it is oftentimes an inquiry-based procedure where you don't have to establish a whole new sales procedure just because you join the platform. You can guide all of the communications and the inquiries to your own CRM, to your own sales team, and that makes it very easy for any business just starting reaching to those additional customers on Alibaba.com. And of course, we have those cutting-edge digital tools, live, true view, virtual showroom, etc. So nowadays we have, it's just like more visualized options to show your buyers and interest party in that your capacity, whether it's your, manufacturing facility environment, or you're showcasing, your product user scenario, etc. We have all of those integrated within the app, within our website. And the variety of empowerments that we're offering to our sellers and buyers at this tool has been never seen before. Of course, speaking of business intelligence and those analyzings, one distinguished beauty of Alibaba is that we don't work as a middleman. So unlike Amazon or like other platforms, we're not trying to be like the middleman who control all the data. So the customer you are on Alibaba are your customer, not like Alibaba's customer. We don't say that. We directly give you all of those contact information, their consumer behavior, buying behavior, or even search behavior collected on Alibaba.com. So you can use those business intelligence for your decision making. moving forward. And then for those contact information, lead generation, you get to save them as your permanent access to your own CRM, your own database, etc. We're not guardrailing. We're really encouraging this direct communication and focusing on this human connecting value proposition to make business happening in a more cost-effective and more efficient ways. So business intelligence tools, seller portal features, those are all very great empowerments that we're offering to our sellers. And I just want to show you what two I think pretty standing out examples from our sellers to give you a more specific understanding of who are selling on Alibaba and why are they getting huge success. So this guy from wholesale jewelry, they actually have a huge amount of SKU, and most of them are ready to ship from their inventory. So they utilize the ready-to-ship feature a lot and gained a lot of, I would say mid to small sized business orders, but together they made a great volume for their wholesale business. So let's watch a short video from them.
Hi, Fred. I think there's no sound being shared right now, so you might want to reshare the PowerPoint and check the share sound option.
Gotcha. Sorry for that. Or would you mind maybe sharing from your end?
I can do that. Hold on a second.
Yeah, that might be easier. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tony Krisafi, CEO of wholesaleJewelryWebsite.com. The job as a business owner is to push the company into new markets and to move product. We have over 1 million pieces of jewelry that are ready to ship. So I had to think of a way to have a farther reach without actually going anywhere. And the way to do that is B2B. We export to 5 or 6 different countries right now. There's a lot of e-commerce retailers looking for new suppliers that are reliable. I think reliability is key, and there's not a lot of reliability in the market. And I think having a great platform with great SEO is very important to our success. They say opportunity only knocks once. So when Alibaba decided to launch in the US, I thought it was a great opportunity for wholesalejewelerywebsite.com to be available to 40 plus million buying consumers, which is just unheard of. I mean, if you just look at it in percentages wise, if you get a fraction of a percent, you're going to be doing just fine. And I think the RTS is what's made us so successful so quickly, because our products are on there with our inventory attached to it, ready to ship today. Another thing I like about Alibaba is I don't have to focus so much on SEO. They have an inboard program that does it for you, so it makes it really easy. So I don't have to worry about Google ad spend, Facebook ad spend, Instagram, Pinterest. I don't have to worry about all that, because as long as you're a really good communicator, they're going to put you to the top of the feed because they want the best for their consumers. Why we got such a fast sale, I would attribute it to Alibaba's onboarding team. They've done a really great job building our store for us, and that's one of the reasons why we're so successful, is they know what they're doing, so we trust them to do their job, and they did it really well.
Thank you, Jessica. So just one point I want to add it on, like the wholesale story from Tony. I really love like how they quickly grasped like the idea of like the value proposition from SEO on Alibaba. Again, like I'll often showcase this to our future customers. If you just Google wholesale with any keywords, maybe it's jewelry, maybe it's packaged food, the beans, chocolate you're selling, you might be seeing your competitors are putting in a lot of money doing paid advertisements for SEO on Google, on other platforms. While sometimes, like most of the times, you will see like Alibaba shows out like very top of the organic results. And then if you click in there, it will see showrooms. And then we don't have much competition in the US yet. So your products could be right up on top, the first or second results in the Google organic search results. So Tony definitely got that. So it's basically an SEO cheat. You're skipping all of the lines, because Alibaba.com is such a powerful domain since 1999. So we can easily get you from like the bottom of the search results to like very top. And that's part of the reason why they got the sales increase so quickly on Alibaba.com. So that was my takeaway from wholesale jewelry. And then moving next, we also have this consumer packaged food vendor who shifted from D2C or B2C only. They like at the very beginning, they just like tried the large retailers, but they haven't been able to fill the gaps, to the small and mid-sized retailers. Let's hear from them.
Creating a business is like hitting a base hit. Creating a brand is like hitting a grand slam. I'm a big advocate of creating a business first and then creating a brand around what your business looks like and then scaling that brand. The mission of It's Skinny is to bring as much low glycemic pasta to everyone who needs it as possible. There are so many people who have a dietary restriction or want to eat better but don't know how to get started. We make it easy. Our product is ready in 2 minutes and it's low glycemic. You don't have to make a radical lifestyle shift to eat better. You just have to put one foot in front of the other. We knew we had a product, but we had to make it a business. We had a decision of, do we want to just be an e-commerce business or do we really want to focus on retail? We wanted to be as available as all of the big players in pasta, and that means having a retail presence.
Yo, what's the Skinny? It's gluten-free. No way.
We've done a really good job at building our brand over the last 3 years, getting into retail stores, but within that, there are some gaps. And that's why we're really excited about Alibaba.com, because Alibaba.com is going to help us fill those gaps. On the digital side, I would love to see Alibaba.com start to replace a lot more of the business that we're doing from other platforms, quite simply because Alibaba.com doesn't have their hands in our pocket. We pay a platform fee and they're not charging us per transaction. And we also have an opportunity to penetrate certain distributors that we wouldn't otherwise be able to reach through traditional retail sales channels. They're not listed, the bodegas in New York City, the stores in Chicago. Alibaba.com is one of the only ways that you can proactively try to get in front of those distributors that we're trying to get in front of. I think US-based sellers have a huge opportunity, specifically because there aren't that many of them. And we had a dedicated customer service success manager who was incredibly knowledgeable about the platform. And he honestly almost became a teammate. And I have no doubt that anyone else who is going through that process is going to have a similar experience. The most important piece of advice that I could give somebody would be to find something that means enough to you where you can have a singular focus on it and be very purpose-driven in what you're trying to create. When you have that, you will communicate more passionately, and you will also be more incentivized to stick with it through the hard times, and that's going to propel you to a bright future.
All right, and then we have tons of those seller stories on our YouTube channel. Jessica, if you want to like move to the list, yeah. So if you scan the QR code, you can see you can hear from sellers from various industries. So again, like my biggest takeaway from It's Skinny, they mention the importance of digitalization or that transform. So if you're reaching to those bodegas in New York City or other local distributors or resellers. Without digitalize your lead gen or marketing solution, it will take forever for you guys to attend different trade shows in different regions or even hire in-house salespeople, establish sales team, etc. But then going digital or like going online and reaching those customers through internet really changed that whole picture. So that was my takeaway, and I'm happy that it made a lot of money, and then got a lot of new distributors through Alibaba. So moving forward, I'm gonna give you like more specific understanding of like how to get started on Alibaba.com. Essentially, we have been putting a lot of our local manpower to help US sellers to onboard. So if you sign up with the standard package or higher package, which I'll introduce later, will help you with your business verification at the first, and then assist you with the storefront building. When we say assist, we basically do that storefront building for you, and then we'll upload like the first 50 to 100 products for you in case you need time to figure it out. So at the very beginning, you will be assisted with our dedicated account manager, and then with those storefront building and product uploading done, so you get very quick start and start receiving all of those inquiries just as you listed your capabilities online, and then you can keep optimize, translate the information into 18 different languages. And maybe adding more those smart videos, AI generated content, etc., to boost your conversion from there. We also have this ASTE seller training e-courses available all through the years, and you can always schedule one-on-one meetings to discuss operational details with your account manager. Jessica, can you go to the next slide? Thank you. And then historically, we we just showed in the video, we don't charge any commission fees. We're doing a platform fee as an annual model to keep our operation running. Historically, we have been selling our annual membership plans, and then those information are available online. If you go to us.alibaba.com, you can see a very comprehensive breakdown. But basically, the biggest difference will be how much in-house or local account management support or manpower you're getting from us. If you have a really dedicated e-commerce marketing team, and or if your business is handling or Shopify, Amazon, or individual e-commerce sites directly with your in-house team member already, then you can look at standard or maybe basic if you're really experienced with Alibaba.com. But most likely, if you want like a head start and much quicker turnover before the ROI turns positive, you'll be looking into premium and verified suppliers plans. On the right is my QR code. You can scan there and to schedule a consultation with me, and I'm happy to provide more information about the membership and the settings. And that has been the case historically for the past 23 years, I'll say. Until recently, we have this exclusive promotion that are only available to US sellers. That is only if you operate with a US entity. So you can join with a quarterly plan. That is, several $100 to get your product listed and get your company, voice out there, with all of the advanced start service that are usually, included in the premium service, etc. This is a limited time promotion that with, those manpower and supporting service at the very beginning. If you're interested, feel free to scan the QR code to schedule a free consultation with me, and I'm happy to provide more tailored information and solutions for your business. And thank you for listening to this informational session. If you have any questions, I can answer them right away.
Thank you so much, Fred, for the a very Alibaba.com centric presentation. So we're gonna have like a very brief Q&A. If anyone has any questions, you can still add them to the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. Also, if you want to have a head start for next week we also have an Alibaba.com centric webinar. It's again next Wednesday, September 6th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. This time we'll also have one of our enterprise account executives to talk about Alibaba in a more like how to use the platform kind of way. You can register at the link I sent through the chat. Okay, so let's look at these questions. First question.
I saw one from Rashmi.
Yes.
Okay, so Rashmi asks, so what if I'm only selling to the USA? Can you restrict your store site? Also, I was about to set up for Amazon, so I like to talk to B2B ambassador. And then he asked, do you work with Shopify in terms of fulfillment? So a quick recap is that, first of all, like, Alibaba.com is focused on B2B. So usually if we're talking about, Amazon or like Shopify, that will be B2C. So that's the distinguishment there. And speaking of the fulfillment, because we are inquiry based, so the platform doesn't set a rule like whether, like the buyer has to use the logistic option provided by the seller, etc. If you are using, like Shopify fulfillment or, FBA, as long as your buyer are okay with it, you guys negotiate like what solution you're going to use for the fulfillment, then it is all fine from Alibaba. We sometimes we don't even get in your communication. You can take the communication offline, and then if you ship from FBA, we're totally fine with it because we only focus on human connecting and making that deal happen. If that makes sense.
Also, on top of that, in terms of restricting the store site to just American customers and stuff, like whereas there's not really I don't think there's a feature that can cut off your store from other countries.
We do have. So basically you can set like you can whitelist or blacklist, from which country and regions you can, receive those inquiries. Out of 40 million active buyers, we do have more than 10 million of them are in the US. So if you're only interested, selling to domestic market, or you're restricted to, you can definitely, just set, only to receive those inquiries from US buyers. That is possible. Although oftentimes we do encourage you, at least turn on for Canada and Mexican market because, those are third and fifth largest buyer groups on Alibaba.
There is also another strategy that a company can follow. As you know, you can set up your store, and Alibaba.com, we have more than 5,900 categories across more than 46 industries. We have 200,000 sellers from 75 countries. Means that to be on Alibaba, your company needs to, for example, purchase keyword advertising or do some smart marketing campaign. As I said during this presentation, brand performance on Alibaba.com is key. So it's not only how you manage your storefront and how you do your product listing, but also how you market this storefront within Alibaba. If you're focusing your keyword advertising and your smart marketing campaign, for example, only in the US, you will be found by US buyers. So buyers will likely see you and see your storefront only in the US. If you're not purchasing, for example, any keyword advertising, any campaigns in Europe, your storefront will not appear probably in the first 10 pages. So yes, you can block the inquiries, but buyers will not search for you. As Fred said, we are B2B. So you can also customize your price list based on the country. So you can also focus and you can insert in your storefront, but you are looking only for US buyers. So in case a buyer comes to your storefront, you can customize your storefront in a way that you can actually say that you're looking for distributors, importers, or buyers only in the US, in the US market.
Yeah, and additionally, there's also other more proactive ways you can also kind of direct your business toward just US customers. For example, Fred, I think, might have mentioned the RFQ market during his portion. Like if you answer only inquiries that are coming from buyers in the US, that's one way. And also, I think what's really helpful is for you to know maybe is that if you're selling from US to US, a lot of our sellers do tend to do domestic business in addition to international business, because our largest buyer base is actually here in the US. So more likely than not, you'll probably hit upon buyers from the US anyway.
Yeah, we didn't include like in today's slide, but we actually have something called US Pavilion. That is because, a lot of US buyers, they have been, constantly asking for us increase the local supply. Yeah. Exactly. So we have like a US Pavilion to, display only the supplies from US. So
it's also the highest country trafficked, highest trafficked country pavilion on the site. I remember this.
Yes, yeah. Knows our stuff.
Yeah. So there are different ways to work around it.
Yeah, that's a very common scenario, and a lot of opportunity stems with it. Hopefully, if you want, feel free to schedule a meeting with me. I can share more, personalized and tailored solution for you.
Yeah, especially when it comes to what your particular industry is, how best to position your industry and on the platform. It's like basically Alibaba.com opens the floodgates, but how you control the floodgates depends entirely on how you set things up. So, and I think usually depending on what plan you choose, you will have a person to help you figure that out.
Yeah, then oftentimes we use the analogy of, like a virtual trade show. So we don't guardrail, we're not the middleman. We help you set up like a pretty fancy virtual trade show booth. And then there'll be like your responsibility connecting with your buyers. And it's up to you, like how you're going to do business with them. You can ask them to sign for your wholesale agreements, follow your price strategy, whatever. So it's up to you. We connect the buyers and interested party to you.
You get to conduct business the way you would like to conduct business. We do not take part of the pie. So yeah. But yeah, I might if there are any more questions, we are open, but currently, if not, we would like to wrap it up to respect your time, because already it's been like an hour and a half, which is a really long time. And we do appreciate the fact that you guys have stuck to the end of this entire thing. And hopefully you learned a lot over the course of this presentation. Again, if you scroll up through the chat or scan the QR code, you can on the screen on either Mattia's QR code or the QR code that's on the slide right now. You can book a meeting with either of these two awesome folks and talk more in depth about your business and also what that business can be like on Alibaba.com. So yeah, thank you so much. And let's wrap up. Thank you. And see you next week. If you want to go next week, also just click on the registration link. All right. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.